Okay, let's move to color vision testing. Over the years, we've used two different color vision tests. The first test is the color vision made easy, and the other one that we've used is the color check. Today, I'm going to share with you the color vision made easy. So the color vision made easy test is one that's simply designed very similar to the Ishihara, where the first test plate is actually one that anybody can see whether they have a color vision deficit or not. And when we do the color vision testing, we are not looking for blue-yellow deficits. We're looking for very simple congenital red-green deficits, which you will be able to find if without any occlusions. So we do it with the athletes being binocular. And the way we work it is we ask the athlete to point to the circle. If they understand the concept of circle, we're ready to move on. If we need to, we'll give them a Q-tip to point to it. We don't want them touching the card because oftentimes in the events that we go to, the athlete's hands are dirty or full of oil. So we typically will use a pointer, which is either a stick that they might have or a Q-tip. And sometimes what they'll want to do is they'll trace it, which is absolutely perfect. Whatever works best for the athlete is all we're looking for. There are 9 test plates, and what we're going to do is we're going to ask them the same question. It's very simple. Find the circle. Now, sometimes what I will do is if the athlete needs to be able to match something, I'll use the circle from the Lea symbols and say, see this? Find the same, and ask them to put this on top of the card so that they can show where the circle is. That's just another way of doing things when the athlete's doesn't have the ability to communicate verbally. There are 9 test plates. You're going to go through the 9. And what we do is we say, if the athlete's able to find that circle in 8 or 9 out of the 9 actual test plates, that their color vision is normal. If they get less than 8 correct, we go back to the first actual test plate and we go through the 9 cards a second time. The reason we do that is there's a bit of a learning curve associated with understanding what we're asking the athlete to do. So what we'll do is we'll ask them to go through it a second time when they had a better understanding and we've given them lots of reinforcement of what they've done through the first trial. And we will record both trial 1 as maybe 6 out of the 9, and then trial 2, 9 out of the 9 is a pass. If they get less than that, we would say that they potentially have a color vision deficit. Now, we're not going to do anything with that other than when we send them home with their vision report card, we're going to say, we tested you with a color vision test and it was suggestive of a color vision deficit. We suggest that you get a full eye exam that would include color vision testing. The reason we feel it's important to do color vision testing on the athletes that we're working with is in many workshops, certainly within the United States as well as in some of the other high-income countries, there are activities that the athletes will do that will discriminate between color, maybe sorting, maybe doing some sort of a job, or if they're still in school, there's doing a lot of things that are color-based. And oftentimes, children with color vision deficits are misinterpreted to having a cognitive deficit associated with that behavior and not simply they just don't see the difference in the colors. So knowing whether a child has a color vision deficit is very important as well as an adult.